Good evening, folks. Welcome to a special Sunday night edition of League 1 NCAA football action. We've got a doubleheader for you tonight with two user games. We're starting with Utah visiting Navy. Coach Brack paying a return visit to Annapolis in his first appearance with Utah against Coach Six Gun Ninja's Navy midshipmen. The midshipmen coming into the game ranked 17th and 1-0. The Utes at 1-2. And we are underway. First play from scrimmage there goes for 8 yards off to the right side. Moss drops back to pass, doesn't find an open man, gets sacked for a loss of 6. That's going to bring it to third down, 8 yards to go from the 24-yard line here on this opening possession of the ball game. We are less than a minute into the game. Moss in a shotgun set and 11 personnel. Drops back, looks over the middle, and it's deflected. Navy facing a 4th and 8 now from their 24. We're going to bring out the special teams unit coming on to punt.
Rawls to punt. And this one is a beauty.
Received just inside the 30, out to the 35. It's a 9-yard return. That's where Utah will take over for their first possession. About 90 seconds into the ball game.
The quarterback leads the team out on the field for the first drive.
Utah coming out for their first play of the ball game. They're in 11 personnel, shotgun set. Play action pass, rolling out to the outside is Sims, looking, flings it deep on the slant, makes a move, picks up a block. There's a flag on the play. Let's see who it's on. As Utah does find their way into the end zone on Osis. There's a clipping call that's going to bring the ball all the way back to the 46. It will result in a first down, but 54 yards short of the goal line. Big penalty there on the play, brings back the touchdown. Utah will take over 1st and 10 on Navy's 46-yard line following the penalty. Four down lineman for the midshipmen as Utah breaks the huddle in the shotgun set. No, he's under center is Sims. Trips to the left. Handoff up the gut. Goes for... Well, there's a flag on the play. Let's see who it's on. Face mask on Flynn. That's going to put the ball at the 31-yard line. It was no gain on the play, but the 15-yard foul brings the ball just outside the 30-yard line of the midshipmen here in the first quarter.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 31-yard line.
31-yard line on the marker as they break the huddle. We'll single back to the left side in a shotgun set. Sims drops back, flings it to the right side. Ramon Hall with the 14-yard reception. It's a fresh set of downs for the Utes at the 17.
first down.
Utah coming out of the huddle in a pistol set this time. 4-down lineman for Navy. Corner route finds the end zone. Corey Peters on the 17-yard catch, the tight end on the corner route. Sims had a corner route to the right side, then a corner route to the left side. And Utah has the first points of the ball game. They lead 7-0. Each team has had one possession.
They line up to kick this one away.
This is Coach Spectre bringing you the play-by-play for Coach Ninja's 17th ranked Navy midshipmen. They're at home this week in a user-user matchup against Coach Brack's Utah Utes. We thank you all for joining us for this special Sunday night broadcast of what should be two user-user matchups. An exciting week in League 1 action.
It's way too early to change your game plan.
Shotgun set here on first down for the midshipmen. 4-down lineman for Utah. Read option, quarterback keeper. Moss takes it to the right side, leans forward in the tackle, picks up an extra yard out of the deal, and it's now every coach's favorite down and distance, 2nd and 1 from the Middies' 34-yard line.
It's 2nd down now. They're just a few feet away from that first down marker.
11 personnel against 4-down linemen.
They're showing blitz.
Caught and then dropped. Reggie Henry unable to hang on to the ball in heavy traffic. He was hit immediately, and the ball falls harmlessly to the turf. It's going to be 3rd and 1 when they break the huddle next.
It's 3rd down, and this offense is about 3 feet away from that first down marker. They'll spread the field with 5.
Navy comes out in a spread set. 5 receivers out on the field. Back to pass is Moss. Looking. Breaks the tackle on the scramble, and he didn't quite get enough. He got about a half a yard. He needed a full yard. They're going to call him just shy on the spot.
More careful out there.
The midshipmen reluctantly sending their special teams unit on the field. A little bit too deep, a little bit too early to take the gamble. You know they considered it. Punt is up. It's going to land near the 10 and bounce into the end zone. That's going to be a touchback, and Utah will take over at the 20 following the touchback on the punt. Welcome, CWAC. I will pass on your best wishes to both coaches. Utah breaking the huddle here for their second drive, 1st and 10 from their 20. Running back up the middle, Kyle Dodds picks up 5 on the first down carry. It's his second carry of the game after the first one went for no gain. 2nd and 5 now from the 25 here in the early going. CWAC, you're absolutely right. Radishes do grow faster than turnips, although I don't know, or I'm surprised to hear you talk about gardening.
Second and 5 coming up here. Ball on their own 25. Utah.
Pistol set this time. Strong to the left. Navy responding with 4 down linemen. Or at least 4 people with hands in the dirt. So run up the gut again, and Rivero this time on the carry picks up 4. That's going to be 3rd and 1 from the 29.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 1.
3rd and just a little bit more than a yard. Looks like a yard and a few inches. They give up the gut, and he's got enough for the first. Dodds with 4.
Away with a first down on the play.
It's going to be a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 at the 33. Still deep in Utah territory.
From their own
1st and 10 as they break the huddle from the 33-yard line. And we see 3 down linemen for Navy against 11 personnel for the Utes. Tight ends split out to the left side, it looks like. They throw to the flat. They pick up 3 to Ramon Hall. It's going to be 2nd and 7, and Hall doesn't appear happy with the result of the play. He got the catch. Looks like he felt he was a little bit hard done by on the tackle, but it appeared to be a clean hit from this sportscaster's point of view. Second down, 7 yards to go.
ball on the 36-yard line. Utah is up.
Utah comes out with 2 backs in the backfield.
Now he tries to buy some time.
Sims rolls to his left, scrambles to his left, picks up yardage, and then slides.
Pickup by the quarterback.
10 yards past the first down.
Uncanny ability to scramble, and it showed right there.
They're a yard into Navy territory at the midshipman 49-yard line. We've got a minute and a half remaining in the first quarter. This game, originally scheduled for Friday night, delayed due to security concerns at the academy. There was a bomb scare on campus on Friday. It turned out that it was simply fireworks going off to celebrate the boating team's victory in the collegiate
49-yard line.
canoe finals.
Down.
Pistol set, 4 down linemen. They give up the gut. He meets a few bodies, and that allows time for the second layer of defenders to get to the outside. They stop him for no gain. Ryan Downs on the tackle from the secondary. Coming up near the line of scrimmage to make that tackle. Downs, the all-star safety for the midshipmen. This rescheduling did cause some controversy for Utah, obviously playing on the Sabbath in Mormon country, a no-no. They're going to lose a lot of local television revenue as the local affiliates in Salt Lake City elected not to carry the game.
From from the 48-yard line. It's second down. Utah.
3 down lineman for Navy here on second and long. Pistol set for Utah. Sims drops back, looks, flings it over the middle. There's coverage there, and there's enough contact there to jar the ball loose for the first incompletion on the 4th attempt. And now it's 3rd and long. Utah breaks the huddle in a shotgun set. They've got trips to the right and a halfback in the backfield. Navy in a quarter set. Deflected. That's the 2nd straight incompletion, and it's going to result in a 4th and 10 near the midfield stripe. Immediately, Utah sends out the punt team. So an exchange of punts here by both teams on their second drives.
This punt, if he gets it where he wants, it can really change the field position in this football game. Very high punt. The Birds better watch out.
Goes out of bounds inside the 10. Looks to be at about the 7, maybe the 6. We'll see where they mark it. It's the 5, in fact. Probably the 5.5, but regardless, deep in Navy territory, although they are happy to have the football.
You never like to have to play from behind, but a deficit this manageable shouldn't be in the front of their minds. They just need to go out there and play.
Moss in a shotgun set from the 5-yard line. 1st and 10 for the midshipmen. Moss drops back, looks, finds the halfback Green. Wesley Green out of the backfield, picks up the 1st down and gives Navy a little bit of breathing room. Out past the 15 to the 16-yard line.
From their own 16-yard line. 1st down.
3 down lineman for Utah here on 1st and 10. Moss drops back, looks, and hits the corner route to Henry. 14-yard catch by the tight end on the last play of the 1st quarter. And back-to-back 1st downs. We'll see the 2nd quarter begin with Navy holding possession of the football at their own 30.
And we've got a low-scoring defensive battle on our hands. Utah in front, 7-0. 1st down, 10 to go. Ball on their own 30.
Eye tight, twin tight end set, fullback and a halfback in the backfield. The 5-2 defense by Utah, unable to prevent a 4-yard run up the gut. Navy now faces 2nd and 6. Interestingly, there you see there on the left side of the screen a healthy Utah contingent. They were able to stay in town in Annapolis over the weekend. Several put up for low cost or free in the surrounding neighborhoods. Shotgun 11 personnel. 4 down lineman for Utah. Up the gut to Green. He's got the 1st down and a couple more. 1st down for the midshipmen out to the 42-yard line. We're a little over 30 seconds into the 2nd quarter. Utah able to score on their 1st drive and then punting. Navy having to punt on their first 2. Now the midshipmen on their 3rd possession have just picked up 3 1st downs, find themselves approaching the logo. Shotgun split big, 2 halfbacks, 2 tight ends. Five down lineman for Utah, and Moss breaks free to the left side. He's got lots of space to the 20, 15, 10, 5, into the paint. Touchdown Navy. First points of the game for the midshipmen. We're an extra point from being tied.
A real display of
Utah receives the kickoff. They bring it out of the end zone. They're tackled inside the 20. It's a net loss for the Utes as they'll start on their 17-yard line. Ball game tied here in the early going of the second quarter.
So as we get closer to halftime, I think we'll see more and more attempts to
Pistol spread for Utah. Halfback breaks free through the second and third layers, picks up good yardage. That's about a 20-yard run out to the 41-yard line. In fact, a 24-yard run on the play through the heart of the defense.
from their own 41-yard line. It's
41-yard line, the marker, as Utah breaks the huddle in 11 personnel. Halfback to the left side. 4 down lineman for Navy. To give up the gut. And while he breaks the first set of tackles, there are too many defenders on the scene, and they're going to get him for a loss of 1. It's going to be 2nd and 11 from the 40. Here on 2nd and long, it looks like Utah's coming out with a spread set. They've got 5 receivers coming out of the huddle.
the quarterback in the gun with 5 receivers. Fires out to his receiver.
Defender goes for the deflection. He misses it, and the result of the play is a catch over the middle. It's good for the first down. Gives Utah possession at the 43 of Navy for 1st and 10. Utah breaking the huddle, staying in a spread set. They have a halfback in the backfield and 4 receivers. Navy with 3 down linemen. Ronnie Hampton creeping up near the line of scrimmage. Up the middle on the run. It's going to be a 6-yard gain. Going to be 2nd and 4 yards to go from the Navy 37-yard line. We're approaching the 5-minute mark of the first half. Utah showing 2 halfbacks and 3 wide receivers. They are indeed coming out in the split set. It's a play action pass. They go over the middle, and it's caught. That's going to be a first down for Utah.
How about the poise of this quarterback to locate his receiver, pass the sticks, and get him the ball? That was a great throw.
Dig Bick on the reception. He's a surprisingly small fella, but he has a tendency to grow throughout the game.
From the 30-yard line, 1st down.
4 down linemen for the midshipmen greeting the Utah offense as they break the huddle. Shotgun set for Sims and the Utes. Read option play And it's a 5-yard gain.
After taking it himself on the option.
Going to be 2nd and 5 from the 24. We're about halfway through the second quarter. Locked in a 7-7 affair here at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium as these two users in League One face off. One trying to remain ranked, the other trying to get back to 500. As many of you know, Utah fell hard last week to Stanford,
4-yard line. Second down.
while 2 weeks ago Navy got their first win of the season in another user game against Hawaii in resounding fashion. Back to pass is Sims, throws it over the middle, and a tackle is made. It's enough to keep him short. It's going to bring up 3rd down, inches to go. It's a blustery, rainy day here in Annapolis. We've got 13-mile-an-hour winds and a steady downpour.
They're about the length of the football away from the first down marker. And out come the big hefties.
Jumbo set for the Utes. They go up, they got to the fullback. He trucks past the first defender, falls forward through the pile for an extra 1.5 yards. The sum total is enough to get the first down and then some. They're at the 15-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Utes. About 3 minutes remaining in the first half.
It's the 9th play of the drive.
Utah breaking the huddle at 19 seconds. That's about as patient as you're going to see Utah. They like to come out of the huddle with more than 20 seconds remaining on the play clock quite often. The draw play that's swallowed up for a loss. Going to be 2nd and long. That hurry-up motif, a factor in some of the fatigue and injury issues that Utah has had to fight against, but it appears they are headstrong in their desire to play a hurry-up style of game compared to other users who typically give their players more rest between plays. Utah not quite as undersized as other teams, but perhaps they've spent some resources on their fitness department and their recuperation efforts.
10th play of the drive.
As it stands, it's 2nd and 11. There's a little bit over 2 minutes left as they break the huddle. It's a pistol spread for Utah. 4 linemen for Navy.
On the run.
Sims rolling to the left, flinging it across his body on the run. It's a very difficult thing for any quarterback to do, and Sims unable to accomplish the task there. Now going to be 3rd and long on this next play.
Here's the 11th play of the drive.
Utah breaking the huddle. Sims now under center. He's got a tight end and a halfback and 3 receivers. Ball is snapped. Sims drops back, throws on the corner route and double coverage. Bellamy with the interception. Navy was ready for the corner route there. Utah ran a very similar play, maybe the identical play from about the 35 on their previous touchdown drive. And that was a play that was the penultimate play on that drive. They ran that for a 17-yard gain. This time, Navy had 2 bodies on that corner route. One of them, Bellamy, able to make the interception. That's the first turnover of the ball game.
19 yards.
Moss rolls to his left, scrambles, and gets out of bounds, but not before he picks up the first. With 1:52 left, we're inside the 2-minute mark. Moss's run out of bounds will stop the clock. Navy with the ball at their 31. They have 3 timeouts. They have 1:52. They're locked in a tie ball game. Spread set now for the middies. 5 receivers out on the field. One of them is the tight end, Reggie Henry. Moss drops back. Rolls to his left and finds Henry. Henry makes the one-handed catch and gets out of bounds after a gain of 5. Costs Navy 4 seconds, gains them 5 yards. They're out to the 36-yard line.
From their own 36-yard line. Second down. They come out in an empty backfield.
$3-2 for Utah, facing off against this spread set. Navy surveys the field. Moss overlooks the defense. Peter Moss takes the snap, drops back, rolls to his left, looks, gets the first down, tackled by his face mask. Moss claiming to the referees, they say we saw it. They call it. The ball now at Utah's 41. First and 10 from Utah's 41-yard line. Navy at least 10 yards, maybe 5 yards from field goal range. Still holding on to 3 timeouts are both teams. Moss rolls to his right this time and throws it harmlessly to the turf. He was under pressure. It didn't look like he was going to quite be able to gain the corner. So he throws the ball away. He takes a hit, and we move on to second down.
Second and 10. Ball on the 41-yard line.
Second and 10 as 11 personnel come out of the huddle for Navy. Reggie Henry and Wesley Green on the field. Utah trying to hype up the Navy crowd. The pass out to Henry in the flat, not accurate. The freshman, Peter Moss, unable to make the throw. Looked like as he rolled that maybe his dreadlocks got in the way of his eyesight. Might have been a slightly blind throw. Maybe also having problems recently with the headset, the microphone in Peter Moss's helmet, picking up some Milli Vanilli music from a local radio station who has become big fans of Peter Moss. I think he's the third and missing member from the 80s and 90s pop group. Spread set as Moss drops back, rolls to his left, looking, and under pressure, throws it away, and it's going to be 4th and 10. The ball is at the 41-yard line. That would be a 58-yard field goal. There is a 13-mile-an-hour wind. We don't currently know what direction it's blowing in. Midshipmen want to take a look and check the status of their leg. Rawls, a powerful kicker, a senior redshirt, 98 overall, with 99 power and accuracy. If any kicker can make this, it would be him.
They'll line it up for a very long field goal attempt. Navy could take the lead with this field goal.
The kick is up and well wide to the right. It never did hook back in. That wind, while 13 miles an hour, not enough to blow the ball back between the uprights. And as such, Utah is going to take over at their own 41 with 1:22. Both teams still holding their full complement of timeouts.
You know the offense will be looking to do better this time out.
I look for the offense to come out with the same game plan.
Trips to the right side and a pistol spread for Utah. Incomplete pass over the middle. It's going to be second down, 10 yards to go. Takes very little time off the clock. Indeed, you see most of the Utah fans there in the stands dressed in white rather than red. That is actually because they are wearing the white Navy rain slickers. Sims rolls to his left, looks, throws back over the middle of the field, slightly across his body, but able to make the throw this time. And the reception gets a first down for the Utes out to the 47-yard line.
We've got a 1st and 10.
1:10 and rolling on the clock. Inside 70 seconds in the first half. Back to pass is Sims. Rolls to his right a little bit and then throws. Picks up the first down with exactly 60 seconds left. First down will momentarily stop the clock at the 33-yard line.
First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 33. Quick strike to the receiver. He's tackled around the 19-yard line.
That's good for a gain of 14 yards. That makes it 1st and 10.
Well, the last time down here they threw an interception. They'd like to erase that memory. Inside the 10. What a play, and that is 1st and goal.
Gain of 13 yards. That makes it 1st and goal.
Takes a handoff, tackled for a loss. Utah will take their first time out of the half. Loss of 2 on the run by the halfback. It's 2nd and goal. Ball on the 8. Quick strike to the receiver. Touchdown. splits the uprights with the extra point. And it looks like they're ready for the kickoff.
Canada back to return.
Nice kick, plenty of distance. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. In a game that's this close, you can't afford to waste possessions.
Navy out in a spread set. 9 seconds left following that late Utah score. The Utes backing up the defenders.
He's scrambling. He chucks it downfield.
Going very long. It's deflected with 3 seconds remaining.
That makes it 2nd and 10.
So it's 2nd and 10. Ball on the 25.
And once again, Utah backing up the defense here, trying to play super safety.
Now he tries to buy some time. He's under pressure.
And Moss is sacked. That'll end the first half. We've got a 1-score game. It's 14-7 Utah. We're going to break for about 5 minutes while the teams go to the locker room. We will be back shortly. And we are set to get the second half underway. Navy will kick off to Utah. They'll have the first crack at offense here in this second half. It's a one-score game. A touchdown separates them. It's 14-7 as we begin the second half. 25-yard line, the marker, as Utah breaks the hull. They've got a 1st and 10 here to begin things. They line up in a spread set. Navy with 3 down linemen. Caught over the middle. It's good for 9.5. Looks like maybe Digbick on the catch, although hard to say. There was a lot going on around Bick.
So it's second down, and they're only about
2nd inches,
picking up the first down.
30 seconds into the second half. Pistol set. No, eye set. Sims gives it up the gut. He's met by defenders and stopped for a loss of a half a yard. They'll call it now 3rd and 1 from the 34. Five wide receivers in the huddle. For the Utes. Navy responds with 3 down linemen. Let's see what happens on this 3rd down. Sims takes the snap. It's a give up the gut, and he's met. The defensive lineman able to break free of his block. It looked like he was going to make it. It looked like Sims had the room, but the break of the block by the Navy defensive lineman, and that is 2 straight stuffs on short yardage situations. Let's see if Utah wants to roll the dice here from their own 34. It looks like that's what they're going to do. It's going to be a 4th down attempt from deep inside their own territory.
And it's the offense that takes the field on 4th down. I've got to tell you, I'm really surprised that they aren't going to just punt this ball away.
Incomplete, and the gamble does not pay off. Navy rewarded with fantastic field position. They're already in field goal range.
This deficit can be easily overcome, sure, but they have to be thinking if they don't get something going on.
Navy here with the ball already in Utah territory.
And it looks like they're going to bring some heat.
Moss on the keeper gets the 1st down on 1st down, and it's a fresh set of downs for the midshipmen as they move the ball forward down to the 23-yard line of the Utes. Once again, this is Coach Spectre bringing you the play-by-play for Six Gun Ninjas Navy Midshipmen here in this user-user matchup in League 1 action. We're in week 4 of season 17. Moss on the keeper. Picks up 4. Now going to be second down, 6 to go. And Navy's inside the 20.
Second and 6 coming up here. Ball on the 19-yard.
Second down, 6 yards to go. 11 personnel for the midshipmen, 5 down linemen for Utah. Machinations at the line of scrimmage by Moss. Peter Moss drops back and finds Wesley Green out of the backfield. The defense was there. The user defense was there, but they were unable to make the deflection or the pick. The reception is good for the first down, and it is 1st and 10, not 1st and goal, because the ball is at the 11.
From the 11-yard line. First down.
11 personnel for Navy. 5 down linemen for Utah. Moss drops back, scrambles to his left, and gets away from 1, but not the 2nd and 3rd. It's a loss of 10. Now going to be 2nd and 20 from the 21. Navy will have 2 plays to make up the ground.
So the sack makes this a 2nd and long. They'll line up with
Spread set by the midshipmen. 3 down linemen for Utah. Moss takes the snap, drops back, rolls to his left, throws on the run. It's caught. There's a flag on the play. Let's see who it's on.
penalty marker down in the backfield. Might be a holding.
It's roughing the passer. That's a huge penalty against Utah. That's going to give Navy 1st and goal from the 7. That's a get out of jail free card for the midshipmen offense.
First down, and they've got their eyes on that goal line.
1st and goal from the 7 as Navy comes out in 11 personnel. 5-2 set from Utah. Moss goes to his right, comes back to his left. There's enough blocking, and he finds his way into the end zone. We are an extra point away from another tie ball game, just past the halfway mark here in the 3rd quarter.
Thing up.
3:36 on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. Following the touchback, the Utes will take over at their own 25 after having failed to convert on 4th down and giving Navy excellent field position to tie the ball game.
Think about some gadgets.
11 personnel for Utah, 3-3-5 for Navy. Sims drops back, flings it over the middle, caught and then dropped. Going to be 2nd and 10.
But you don't want to just go back there and put blind faith in your throws. You need a little bit more time to evaluate the coverage before you release the football.
Utah coming out in the spread. 5 receivers on the field. Navy with a quarter. Caught on the curl route. Good for the first down. Out near midfield. Looks to be about the Utah 48-yard line is where they'll mark it. Going to be a fresh set of downs here with 3:27 remaining in the third quarter. Locked in a tight 14-14 ball game. .317 and counting. Utah and 11 personnel. No, it's a pistol. They give it to the fullback or the second halfback. He picks up one. Going to be second down 9 from the right hash near the midfield stripe. Second and 9 now. The ball just an inch away from the half mark. Two halfbacks in the backfield in a split set. Sims drops back, throws over the middle, caught and good for the first down as he is tackled forwards. Picks up 2 yards after the catch, after contact. Already had the first down prior to that with 2 yards extra. Moved the ball down to the 39-yard line of the midshipman. This user affair here in week 4 of season 17 between two winning coaches here in League 1. One of the more difficult dynasties out there. We do play on Jared's black slider set from Operation Sports, often making games as difficult for the user as it is for the CPU. To give up the gut, finds 3. Going to be second and 7. About 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Navy ranks 17th, Utah at 1-2, although the Utes did win the Pac-12 last year in their first year under head coach Brack. Coach Six Gun Ninja, the head coach of Navy, winning the American Conference for the first time last year. So 2 defending conference champions going toe-to-toe in non-conference play here in the early season of season 17.
Second down at 7 coming up here. Ball on the 36.
Utah breaks the huddle in a pistol spread. 3 down lineman for Navy. Halfback goes in motion. Sims drops back, rolls to his left, rolls some more, and it's deflected. Sims was waiting to throw it, and the defense stayed true to their zones, able to make the deflection, bringing up 3rd and long here for the Utes. Out of the huddle they come. They are in the pistol set. Navy responding with 3 down linemen here on 3rd down. Back to pass goes Sims. Looks for the curl route. Finds it. That's the second first down this drive that Utah's converted with the curl route out to the right side.
From the 22-yard line, it's first down.
Here on 1st and 10, Utah breaks the huddle in a pistol spread. It's a give up the gut. Defenders make contact with him. He gets to the second layer, and they bring him down 3 yards past the line of scrimmage. Going to be 2nd and 7 now from the 19. We've got less than a minute remaining in the third quarter of a tie ball game.
We're at play number 9 of this current drive.
2nd down, 7 yards to go. 11 personnel for Utah. Machinations, switching the play, flipping the play. Intercepted by Downs. Ryan Downs, the All-American safety, comes up with a second turnover for Navy, the second turnover in their own red zone. And once again, deep in their own territory, the bend but don't break defense of Navy comes up with a huge pick. It's going to turn away the efforts of the Utes and give possession to Navy inside, well inside their own 20. They're at the 12-yard line. Moss breaks out to the left side. He's past the first 2 layers, past the third layer of the defense. He is gone. And Peter Moss with the 88-yard touchdown run. That's going to move his average up a few. And Navy takes the lead for the first time today. Monster, huge 88-yard run. The 25-yard line is where Utah's going to take over. Now they trail by 7. We are quickly approaching the fourth quarter. Back to pass is Sims. Finds his man across on the drag, running from left to right across your radio dial. And he picks up 3 on the play. That'll end the third quarter. Navy leads by 1 score. Sims rolling to his left, and he's sacked! It's the first sack of the game for Navy. The linebacker playing defensive end, able to rest free of the protection. Coming out with a big sack. That's going to be 3rd and a mile now. Tough situation for Utah to be in. Third down, 17 yards to go. Trips to the left. Pistol set spread for Utah. Sims drops back. Looks. Throws it deep. Out of bounds goes the throw. It's now going to be 4th and 17. Of course, Utah went for a 4th down 2 drives ago deep in their own territory. It was a gamble that didn't pay off. This time, 17 yards appears to be just enough to prevent Utah from going for another 4th down deep in their own territory.
Right, waiting the return. There's a punt, and it's a line drive.
Good punt there by Utah. Wright picks it up off the bounce, makes up the ground. Spin move gets them an extra 2 yards. And Navy, despite the bounce, gains the yardage back, picks up an extra 5, and just like that, they have the ball at their own 46-yard line, already near the midfield stripe, leading by 7.
Things aren't tied, but they might as well be. It's this drive that could really dictate the
11 personnel for Navy.
Navy up 7 points.
1st and 10. 7:16 on the clock. Moss on the keeper. Out to the right, then the left, then up the middle. Big yardage there by Peter Moss to add to his total. Although he is heaving after that play, it looks like he says he's fresh in the huddle. .39-yard line of the Utes following that conversion. Navy going to come out in an eye-tight set. 2 tight ends, a fullback and a halfback. Right split out way to the wide right side. Give on the ISO, and the power back Bright has too much traffic to navigate. It's now going to be 2nd down, 10 yards to go from the 39.
Second down, 10 yards to go.
6:20 and counting on the clock. 11 personnel for Navy.
They might be coming here.
Oh, Green, come on.
Off the right side.
And Green stopped for a loss of 1. Now going to be 3rd and long. The ball, they say, still at the 39. Got to be the 39.5 at this point. As we know from previously, that is a little bit outside Navy's field goal range. They'd love a first. They'll take a few yards.
In the shotgun and
5 wide receivers for the midshipmen here on this big 3rd down. 3 down linemen for Utah. Moss drops back, scrambles to his left, running, picks up not the 1st down, but he picks up 8 yards. That's going to put the ball at the 30. Even though he got out of bounds with more than 5 minutes on the clock. Clock moving. Navy already bringing out the special teams unit. 4th and 2 here. 5:12 and counting.
up by a touchdown.
And Navy lining up, trying to go ahead by 2 scores here late in this football game. The kick is up, and it's good. Rawls puts it between the uprights. The long 47-yard kick gives Navy the 2-score lead. They're ahead by 10. Less than 5 minutes remaining.
It's automatic, baby. Good. And it feels so good. Good. And it feels so good.
Utah brings the kick out. They get the ball out to the 21-yard line. That's where they're going to take over. There's 4:48 on the clock, and Navy leads by 10.
Quickly as possible, and come up with a touchdown, probably an onside kick or a quick defensive stop, get the ball back and get another touchdown. So they need to execute and execute as well as they can.
And here we go with the offense ready to get things going again.
Spread set, 11 personnel for Utah. Back to pass is Sims. Rolls to his right, looking. And the tight end unable to make the catch. He was well open, but apparently asleep on the play. He didn't even extend his arms to try to make that catch. It hit him in the shoulder. Apparently on that particular play, he thought his job was to run his route and no more. The result is that Utah loses a few seconds and a down. "21-yard line, left hash is where the ball sits. We've got 4:42 on the clock. Utah in desperation mode at this point. Back to pass is Sims. Looking. Throws the corner route. It's caught and out of bounds, although the out of bounds won't stop the clock at this moment. The clock will restart once the ball is placed on the field by the referees. Utah quickly calling another play. .435 and counting. Utah with a 1st and 10. Utah leading 16-9 in first downs. Intercepted by Ronnie Hampton. He jumps up and makes the catch. He was in zone coverage. He had the athleticism. The throw had a low enough trajectory, not enough air underneath it. Hampton didn't have to jump that much, but he sure did a great job of hanging on to the football. That is a big turnover in favor of Navy. 11 personnel for Navy, 5 down linemen for Utah. Moss scrambles, cuts up field, finds room to run, and it looks like they may have brought him down by his face mask again. Indeed they did. Tack on 15 to the 12-yard run, and just like that, Navy has the ball 1st and 10 at Utah's 12, and Utah desperate to hold Navy to a field goal here. A little bit over 4 minutes remaining. We're about halfway through the fourth quarter.
It looks like they're going to blitz.
Green, no running room to the left. It's going to be a loss of 3. Now 2nd and 13. We're under the 4-minute mark. For those of you just joining us, it was a defensive game for much of the first and second quarters. It was 7-7, very close to the halftime whistle. Utah able to steal a touchdown with 9 seconds left before the half. Navy was trailing, and then Utah went for a 4th down from their own 34. It was 4th and inches. They went for it. They did not get it. That gave Navy excellent field position to tie the ball game. Since that point, it's been almost all Navy. Moss throws out of the backfield to Henry, and Henry gets the 1st down. 1st and goal inside the 2, probably inside the 1. Indeed, after that failed 4th down conversion, when Navy took over at the 34, they were able to punch it in, tie the game, and Navy took the lead 21-14 after their 2nd red zone interception. 2 red zone interceptions by Navy after Utah had driven the ball down the field, both of them massive. The second one there, giving them the possession of the football at their own 12. Peter Moss, on a quarterback run to the left side, picked up an 88-yard run to go with Navy's first touchdown, which was a 50-yard run by Peter Moss. 2 carries by the quarterback for 130 yards and 2 touchdowns. The 2 biggest plays of the ball game, both in Navy's favor. That is the difference in the game.
They'll bring him down just outside the goal line. Bright.
The 50-yard run to get Navy their first points after trailing 7-0. The 88-yard run to get them their first lead in the third quarter. And the 2 red zone interceptions, the story of this ball game. .224 and ticking. Utah holding on to their 3 timeouts, desperately hoping to keep Navy out of the end zone. Clock about to strike midnight on Cinderella here against the 17th ranked midshipmen.
Defense in their short yardage package.
Tackled at the 3. It's Utah's first timeout, and that's going to bring up 3rd and goal from about the 3. That may change the math here a little bit. Touchdown changes everything. A pick 6 changes everything. A field goal is dangerous but survivable possibly for Utah, but they are on their last strings.
So here we go. It's 3rd and goal from the
3rd and goal from the 3-yard line. Navy breaks the huddle with 5 wide.
line up with 5 wide receivers.
Back to pass goes Moss. Rolling to his left, looking, trying to go for it, and into the paint he is. And that's going to put Navy up by 16 right now. The extra point will put them up by 3 scores instead of 2. The 17-point deficit.
Just under 2 minutes in the game.
Does make this a 3-score game.
With less than 2 to go in the 4th quarter. You know the offense will be looking to do better this time out.
So much in football is about how you respond to adversity. Moving forward after a turnover is a perfect example.
A running play by Utah, hoping to take Navy off guard. Instead, it just gets the clock moving. Now 2nd and 9. No timeout from Utah.
Second down and 9 to go. Ball on the 15-yard line.
And it looks like Utah has come out in a conservative game plan. They are content to let this game end. They are milking the clock. They ran the clock all the way down before they hiked the ball, and now here on 3rd and 8, looks like there's going to be no attempt from either team to stop the clock. And Navy on their way to their 2nd victory of the season, having come back twice, down 7-0, down 14-7, and having shut out Utah in the second half. The defense, as we mentioned just a little bit ago, the defense came up with 2 huge turnovers in the Navy red zone. 3 turnovers on the balance for Navy. 3-0 in the turnover battle for the midshipmen. Those 2 in the red zone, huge for Utah. They were absolutely in field goal range both of those drives and came away with no points. And those 2 big explosive runs by Peter Moss, Those 4 plays make up the difference in this game. They all went in Navy's favor. They all had an impact on the game. And that ends the affair, 31-14. The Midshipmen survive and advance, continue to be undefeated. And Navy wins at home in this tense user affair. Let's take a quick look at some game stats and tell you a little bit about how this game transpired. We see the first down edge by Utah. They did, in fact, they were able to drive the ball down the field. But those 2 red zone turnovers, you see 50% in the red zone by Utah. The 2 red zone turnovers, the 3 overall, 0 for 1 on 4th down, the miss on the 4th down play deep in their own territory at their own 34-yard line, ahead by 7, turned the momentum for good. Despite going 1 for 5 on 3rd down, and despite only completing 7 passes for 66 yards, Navy's defense and 2 big runs by the quarterback, along with slow but steady as she goes play otherwise, Navy didn't make very many mistakes. Utah made a few. Therefore, Navy wins 31-14. They stay undefeated. Utah falls to 1-3 on this season for last year's Pac-12 champs. And Navy, glad to have the win, gracious hosts to the Utah fans that stayed over the weekend in Annapolis during the delay from Friday night's planned kickoff. And it deserves to be said, a somber week on the campus of Navy this week. And it has been communicated to us here in the broadcast booth that the Academy wishes to dedicate this win and the rest of the season for David Forney, the guard for the Navy midshipman, who tragically passed away this week at the young age of 22 years old from causes that we don't know about yet in real life. David Forney, All-American Conference nominee, 3-year starter for the midshipmen, a Georgetown Prep alumnus from the D.C. area, passed away at 22 from unknown causes. And the midshipmen dedicate, as we say, this game, as well as the rest of the season, to David Forney and his family, as well as all of his classmates. And they hope to play honorably and well and successfully in his memory throughout the rest of the season. This one goes out to David Forney. Thank you for your service. We're going to take a slight pause, and we will be back in a little while. We are expecting a kickoff of a second game. We're going to get with the coach of that team and find out when we can get that kicked off, and we'll let you know as soon as we know for sure when that's going to get kicked off. It will be before too long. We'll have a second game, a user matchup between the Central Michigan Chippewas and your number 1 ranked Syracuse Orangemen. Coach Ninja will be providing the play-by-play, and I will be coaching Syracuse in that affair against another user in Coach BlitzedKrieg. That game will follow in a few. We'll pause now to get our ducks in a row.
sports. It's in the game.
We're indoors today at the Carrier Dome, and we're looking forward to bringing you a great matchup. Syracuse will be kicking off, and you can just feel the energy in the air for this opening kickoff. He really got a hold of that kick. And they can forget about returning this one.
That would be because the picture was not up yet. Do you have picture now, Wk4?
The quarterback brings his troops out onto the field for the first drive of the game. And he's taken down at the 24.
Thank you very much, Wk4. Glad to hear it. If you're just joining us, we've just kicked off Game 2 of our doubleheader this Sunday night. Central Michigan at the Carrier Dome facing Syracuse as it bounces off of Martin Mayhew's hands on the slant route. Earlier, we had Utah at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. It was a tale of two halves as the halftime adjustments enabled Navy to get the lead in the second half and close out the game 31-14 over the Utah Utes. And over the middle, and it is picked by Jordan. And that is a early pick. Christian Smith only on his second pass attempt of the game on third down there. Two halfbacks with Tarkenton, who hands it off to Biner as they move it 7 yards further into the Central Michigan side of the field. Excellent field position now on the 36 after the turnover. Ooh, West Point 42-13 over San Jose. And that's not the first team Army's put 40 up on this year. They're good. Second and 3 now from the 36. We've got two tight ends and a single back in the shotgun. Tarkenton scrambles out, and it's Biner on the angle. The linebacker peels off of his man and makes the tackle, but not after Biner gets the first down on Fran Tarkenton's first pass of the game. First and 10 now from the 31. Astute viewers will notice a little bit of new art on the screen for the league. We've managed to, with our other streaming coaches, both Silent Gaming and actually Coach BlitzedKrieg, whose stream is not live today because we've got it covered here on this channel. We got a little bit of shared banner art and logo going on to give you that high quality TV feel for your League 1 extravaganzas. And thanks to Silent Gaming for putting that together for us. The reception is good, but it's stopped short. It's 2nd and 8 now.
On the 29-yard line.
On the right hash, tight end and the halfback on the right. Tarkenton goes to Biner, and the defender overcommits, and there's a flag on the play, but Biner's still moving all the way down to the 9.
A flag came out after the ball was thrown. Let's see what this
Ooh, and that's roughing the passer. That's going to move it another 4.5 yards, halfway to the goal. Make it 1st and goal on the 5 from the roughing the passer.
first down, and they've got their eyes on that goal line.
All right, it's a shotgun split versus a goal line defense. Handoff to Biner. Good blocking, and he drags the last defender across the line with him. And that is the first points of the game. Tarkenton and the Orange doing an excellent job on a short field to turn that good defensive play into points to begin the game here in Syracuse, New York.
One of the most storied legacies in the history of college football.
I started my coaching career, I had a dream. And every decision that I made...
Jason Justice with a 4-yard rush. He's tackled by the closing safety. It's 2nd and 6.
A heritage and tradition that is unparalleled in the Big East Conference.
Running the option. Pitching it back.
That's what championship teams are all about.
Undefeated, untied.
1959 national champions.
Syracuse has scored an undefeated season, and the team carries Ben Schwartzwalder off the field.
It's going to be the greatest victory.
Great dodge there by Jason Justice.
Dozens of the most prolific.
It's first completion of the game there, and it's 1st and 10 now from their own 36.
To win the Heisman Trophy. 208 NFL draft picks. 17 inductees into the College Football Hall of Fame.
Nab steps forward. He's going to try to run the football. Sidestep one tackle, another one. He's off the races.
You know as well as I do, we beat a class institution. We beat a great football team. You understand what I'm saying?
6 members of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. 53 All-America selected.
The last play of the game. McNabb.
Jason Justice catches the drag route on 1st down, but it only goes for 2 yards, so the defense was playing up.
We need to make this place the hardest place to play in the country. We need you. We need everyone. This is our state, our town, our team, and we gotta win now. Go Orange!
Spanning more than 15 successful seasons and covering the country from Florida, North Carolina, Iowa, Ohio, Oklahoma, California, and Virginia. This is League 1 NCAA football.
Don't you let anyone steal history away from you.
Since 1889, this is Syracuse football.
A wide open gap for Justice there, gets a 1st down. As mentioned, Silent, the final score of Game 1 was Utah 14, Navy 31. Navy's defense had a great performance to get 3 interceptions and 1 failed 4th down attempt as the option stays with the quarterback and loses 2 yards. And it was the defense that really put Navy in the position to get the lead for the first time late in the 3rd and then hold on to it for the duration of the game. That's really the story there. a phenomenal outing by Peter Moss in only his second game ever in the NCAA. He is a redshirt freshman. He rode the bench last year, and now is the starter for Navy, and we're very happy with his performance. 2nd and 12 now, near the midfield stripe. Tight end on the right, and halfback. Pass protection backwards, and triple coverage on the tight end, and Derek Brooks comes up with the deflection. It's going to be 3rd and 12 now. And Smith is out of the pocket, and he's going up, and he has the tight end, Kevin Mueller, and he gets 12 yards, but it's going to be short because Mueller has to come back for it. It's 4th and 1 on the 41. At 3:21 in the first quarter, we'll see how aggressive Central Michigan is going to be. And Central Michigan is coming out with a fullback and 1 halfback, 3 wide receivers. On 4th and 1. High slot, handoff to the fullback, and he gets first down and 6 yards to Richard Clark, the fullback. It's a split big now from the defense. Quarterback holds onto it, and he is caught in the backfield. Eventually touches the ground. That's a 0-yard gain on the option by the quarterback, and Smith calls the no huddle. Looking for the pass this time, and the angle out of the backfield, and he's going to fall forward over the line, it looks like. And that's first down to Julius Bailey.
And this is the 11th play of the current drive.
Give it to the halfback. He goes up the middle. He gets 4 yards as he is tackled by the closing safety, but is able to lean through him for an extra 1.5 yards.
Here's the 12th play of the drive.
Audible. And now 5 wide receivers. And the secondary comes down to catch Jason Justice. He runs a drag and he gets 3 yards, but he's stopped before he can turn upfield. And the angle to the back, and he gets 18 yards and a touchdown. The no huddle exploiting a gap in the defense, and it's going to be a tie ball game here after this extra point.
They'll line up for the extra point in an attempt to tie the game. And he hits the PAT.
And we are indeed tied. Bailey underneath it at the 3.
Take it from the 2. He's to the 20. Oh, man, did he take a hit.
He runs it out to about the 26. They call it the 25. We've got 1:20 left in the first quarter.
Every drive's important in a tie game. I look for both sides to come out with some urgency.
A lot of guys in the box. Ooh, and there's a fumbled pitch. And Central Michigan recovers, and they're on the 23 of Syracuse when they recover. A huge play there for the defense. The Orange lose the ball on a triple option, and then Central Michigan loses 2 yards on a triple option. Back-to-back triple options between both teams, neither of them productive.
From the 25-yard line. Second down.
Handoff goes up the middle. Good yardage. Jason Justice gets 9 to 3rd and 4.
They're about 4 yards away here on 3rd down.
And Jason Justice with 4 yards, and they call that a first down, but it's damn close. Silent Gaming here, rooting for the ACC. Not quite willing to root for Syracuse, but willing to root for the ACC. Another quarterback keeper. He tries to go up the middle, and Smith is stopped for a 0-yard gain. You got to do what's good for you. Tied at 7-7, but Central Michigan has the ball in the red zone after Syracuse gave up the fumble. Indeed, a great first quarter so far. We'll see what happens in the second.
And we welcome you back to the action here. Just about set to start the second quarter.
It's a handoff to the halfback. And he has good blocking. He gets 4 yards on second down. It's now 3rd and 5. Third and 5 from the 8.
So we're looking at another 3rd down here.
Julius Bailey gets a 2-yard catch out of the backfield and is stopped. The offense came out heavy and went past. The defense thought it was a pass the entire time. And now Central Michigan forced to attempt the kick. It's up and good. Central Michigan gets 3 points out of the recovered fumble. Yep. Bear with us, as apparently on the sideline, coach needs some reorganization.
Central Michigan is ready to kick it away. He kicks it off, and
Bailey's underneath it, deep in the end zone, and he takes the knee. Syracuse will start with 7:08. Tarkenton under center, 2 halfbacks, 3 wide receivers. Handoff to Biner. Biner's got a gap. He gets 7 yards on first down. Syracuse offense clearly learning the importance of having Ernest. Second and 3 now. Tight end on the right. Halfback on the right. Tarkenton waits. Allworth on the drag. The defender overcommits. Great run blocking. He's going. He's going. He's going.
When the East is in the house, oh my God. Danger. When the East is in the house, oh my God. When the East is in the house, oh my God. Danger. When the East is in the house, oh my God. When the East is in the house, oh my God. Danger. When the East is in the house, oh my God. When the East is in the house, oh my God. Danger. When the East is in the house, oh my God. Oh my God.
This guy go to the locker room a little bit earlier with that injury. It's pretty important to this team, and they're going to have to find a way to work through this one without it. Sends it sailing downfield.
And it looks like Justice, one of the halfbacks for Central Michigan, is out of the game. He's in the blue tent with a concussion protocol, and they are saying he's not going to be allowed back in.
In a game that's this close, you can't afford to waste possessions.
And Julius Bailey gets a 2-yard gain on first down.
It's 2nd and 8. Ball on their own 27.
Heavy set here. Oop, and they're audibling out of it. Falls deep. He's hit before the line. And Julius Bailey gets 7 yards, and they call it 3rd and inches.
He read the coverage perfectly to find his man for good yardage.
So it's 3rd down, and they're just inches away from picking up the first down. They're crowding the line.
And they hand it off. And he leans over the line. Bailey gets 1 yard in the first down.
And that's a first down.
Good work by the defense to limit him to a short gain, but he'll still pick up the first down.
Central Michigan now sending 5 wide receivers out.
In the shotgun and 5 wide out.
And it goes off the defender's hands as he jumps around the wide receiver out in the flat. And no huddle here from Central Michigan at 5:15 remaining in the half. And once again, they drop back deep. They go to the drag. It's caught this time, and he leans over the line. An 11-yard reception by Slade Cutter, his first of the game.
From their own 46-yard line. First down.
2 halfbacks now. They fake the handoff. The quarterback loses a yard on the quarterback keeper out of the shotgun split. And they still go no huddle. They switch to the 5 wide. And Julius Bailey gets 2 yards and is tackled immediately. It's going to be 3rd and long now.
And this is the 8th play of the drive.
The play action pass. He scrambles out. He's looking for it. He scrambles. He beats the defender. And he gets 11 yards and a first down.
From the 40-yard line. It's first down.
Heavy set once again. And the defense jumps the snap. Julius Bailey gets stopped after a gain of 1.
From the 39-yard line. It's second down.
Two tight ends, a fullback and a halfback. One wide receiver out. And it's right between the defense, and he's still going. He's dragged down after a 23-yard gain.
First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 16.
First and 10. From the 15-yard line. The quarterback sneaks it and gets 3 yards. Second and 7 now from the 13.
It's second down, 7 to go. Ball on the 13-yard line.
Hand off to Bailey. He goes right up the middle. He gets a 2-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and 5. Syracuse calls their first timeout. At 3rd and 5 from the 11.
So far this drive, the defense has been unable to stop them on 3rd down.
Quarterback with time in the pocket. Julius Bailey gets 5 yards and they call it short. It's 4th and inches now from the 6-yard line.
Allow him to make the catch, but make sure you tackle him before he gets to the first down marker.
And they send the offense out onto the field. 4th and inches.
Offense that takes the field on 4th down. They're trying to stop the run here with a goal line defense.
And they audible out of it. And it's a conversion and a touchdown. That's a big, big conversion there for the Chippewas. And they take back the lead at 1:46 remaining.
Give his team a 3-point lead with this extra point. He splits the uprights with the extra point. And it looks like they're ready for the kickoff. He sends this one deep.
And they let it go out the back of the end zone. They're going to start from their own 25.
Momentum swings have been fairly even. And with so little separation, this game can be drastically changed on just 1 or 2 plays.
Allworth gets 2 yards and is tackled. It's 2nd and 8 and the clock starts. No huddle here from the Orange. Tarkenton goes to Biner, who's tackled immediately. He gets 5 yards. It's 3rd and 3. Hands off to Biner. He's got space. He gets a 7-yard gain. It's the first down, and now there's 1:10 remaining. And once again, the Orange skip the huddle. Tarkenton scrambles. He's looking. He goes late, and it's picked. And the safety jumps the route, gets the pick. Central Michigan with the ball on the Syracuse side of the field. Here at 1:03 remaining. They hand it off, and Julius Bailey gets a 1-yard gain. Central Michigan calls a timeout now. Time in the pocket, and it's off the defender's hands. It's going to be 3rd and 9 now for Central Michigan. And Smith just throws the ball away. Doesn't like any of his coverage. It's 4th and 9 now from the 45. Central Michigan has already converted 1 4th down this game. 2 4th downs this game. But they elect not to go for this one, ahead by 3, 51 seconds remaining. And they do a great punt that goes out at the 5-yard line. Refs call it the 6. That's a great punt. Syracuse have 47 seconds and a single timeout.
And the offense will take the field, and they're certainly hoping to do better than they did in their last drive, which ended with a turnover. One general rule in any game is to hold on to the
Tarkenton scrambles. He's looking deep. Smith is deep, and he's away. The defenders catch up with him, but that's a big gain. Biner out of the backfield, 7 yards. It's 2nd and 3, and Syracuse calls their final timeout. They're on the 28-yard line. They've got 34 seconds. A huge 59-yard pass from their own 6-yard line put them in the position to try and steal points after giving up the pick on their 1.5-minute drill.
second down, and they're going to need about 3 yards to pick up the first down.
After getting a stop. Tarkenton scrambles. He's got Biner out in the flat. He gets away from the defense. It's 12 yards. 28 seconds, but the clock will start as soon as the ball is placed. So Tarkenton skips the huddle. And spikes the ball at 27. Second and 10 now from the 16-yard line after the spike. 27 seconds remaining in the half. Tarkenton has a chance to steal. He's waiting, he's looking, he scrambles out. He throws it. And Ricky Sanders late on the slant. Defense closed down to close up the scramble, and it opened up Ricky Sanders with space, and he catches the ball and drags the feet, and that's a touchdown to get Syracuse the lead once again.
By the power of Grayskull. Cringer became the mighty Battle Cat, and I became He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. Only 3 others share this secret.
Central Michigan gets the ball in their own 25 after it goes out the back of the end zone. They are down by 4. They've got 2 timeouts, and it's 21 seconds until halftime.
In a game that's this close, you can't afford to waste possession. They'll spread the field with 5 wide.
And they throw the ball away. That costs them 4 seconds and a down.
From their own 25-yard line, it's second down.
They fake the handoff, scramble out of the pocket. It goes up. And it's caught by Mueller. He gets 19 yards and falls backwards out of bounds.
That is a great example of the quarterback seeing the whole field and finding the guy who had the best chance of making a catch.
From their own 44-yard line, first down.
Another fake handoff. Scrambling, goes up, and the deflected ball is caught by Richard Clark, the fullback. It just drops over his shoulder into his hands. 6 seconds remain. Central Michigan has the ball on the 46-yard line.
So we'll probably get one last heave to the end zone here before halftime.
And it goes up, stays in bounds. That's 1 second left. Look, we'll see what they want to do. They don't have time for much. They put the field goal unit on the field.
From the 32-yard line, first down.
It's up.
He gets it up, and it's long enough.
And it's a 1-point game at the half.
Well, if you like offense, you loved our first
Indeed. All right, a quick look at your halftime stats. The score is 21-20, Syracuse. Central Michigan has 12 first downs, and Syracuse has 5. Total offense is 210 and 218. Very even. Teams have 53 and 23 yards on the ground, respectively, both with more through the air, 157 and 195. Central Michigan is 17 for 24. Syracuse is 10 for 11. Syracuse is 100% on their single third down attempt. Central Michigan is 4 out of 9 for 44%, but they are 2 for 2 on fourth down. Both teams 100% in the red zone. Turnovers, 1 interception thrown by Central Michigan, 1 interception thrown by Syracuse, and 1 fumble lost. That was a pitch that was recovered by Central Michigan. Time of possession, 2:05 to 3:55 squarely in the favor of Central Michigan. Syracuse scoring pretty much only quickly and on short fields. All right, Fran Tarkenton is 10 out of 11 for 195, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. That's a 90% and a 19.5 average with a 68-yard long. Gives him a rating of 281.6. Dunn came in for one play, which he completed for 23 yards. Smith is 16 out of 23 for 134, 2 touchdowns and 1 pick. That's a 69% and an average of 8.3. He's got a 138.5 rating. On the grounds for Central Michigan, Smith has 8, but let's see, is that 0 sacks? So yes, they're all 8, but some of them for no gain as a runner. Justice is getting the good yards on the ground at 5 for 32. Syracuse, Biner is getting positive yards, 4 for 26, a 6.5 yard average, and Tarkenton has 1 attempt for negative yards. So far, he's been well contained. Through the air, Biner leads the way in number of receptions, but Allworth leads the way in total yards at 72. Sanders with 16 for a touchdown, Smith with 1 for 59. Central Michigan, Bailey, the halfback, is 7 for 56. Justice, who has gotten a concussion, is out for the remainder of the game, was 5 for 34. Mueller, the tight end, is the other number 1 receiver, 3 for 45. Defensively, the free safety Ward and the middle linebacker Robinson are leading the way. They're helped out by Bratton and Lowe. Ward, the free safety, with the interception. Syracuse, the strong safety Brian Jordan leads the way. He's also got 1 pick and 5 tackles. Edwards and Fletcher round that out with 4 apiece. Tackles for loss by Marshall, McDonald, and Buck. And those are your halftime stats. We will resume shortly with the second half. Syracuse is up at home by 1 point. And the Chippewas are going to kick off. And it's deep in the end zone for Champ Bailey. He's going to take it out anyway. He gets to the 18. Syracuse with the ball, and they're up by 1.
And here we go with the offense ready to get things going again. Syracuse.
An option. And he elects to skip the huddle. He throws over the middle to Biner, who has positioning on his defender. He gets 10 yards to make it 3rd and short. And another pass to Biner, and he escapes out into the flat, and no one's nearby. He's going to get a big gain. And you're absolutely correct, Silent Gaming. Big plays making a big impact here for the Orange.
Do it now. Let's go.
He just drills this one. And it sails out of the end zone for a touchback.
7:02 in the 3rd, and Central Michigan's going to start down by 8 on their own 25-yard line. After a big play by Biner, the running back for Syracuse. Turned a 7-yard pass into a 60-yard touchdown. Hand off to the halfback. He tries to break it outside, but Julius Bailey is caught by the secondary. It's a 1-yard gain. Out into the flat, and the defense saw it coming. That's a 4-yard loss on the pass out into the flat on Bailey. It's going to make it 3rd and 13. And it looks like the Chippewas are going to put 5 Chippewas on the field. And the quarterback is hit as he throws, but Antonio Donaldson comes up with it in tight coverage. A miracle pass.
First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on their own 41.
2 tight ends, 2 halfbacks. And it's handed off to the halfback. He goes up the middle for 16 yards. Julius Bailey. Clear lane to run through in the middle.
and 10. Ball on the 43-yard line.
The halfback space out in the flat, breaks a tackle, good downfield blocking. He's going to get close. And there's a flag on the play. It is going to be clipping. It's going to move the ball back to the 20. First and 10 now from the 20.
From the 20-yard line, it's first down.
Halfback in the backfield. They hand it off. He gets hit. And Haywood Jablomi gains 1 yard.
Good stop there by the freshman. You got to be careful with this offensive attack because one missed tackle.
Very big flag right there, but, you know, it did happen. it was technically correct, the best kind of correct.
Second and 9. Ball on the 19.
But yes, a very big influential flag right there. As we now see 2nd and 9 after the 1 yard gain by Haywood. Defense is closing. Defense hits Haywood coming out on the angle. He gets 3 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 6 on the 16. Haywood Jablomi, the 3rd halfback on the list for Central Michigan. We know that they lost Justice. The question is what happened to Julius?
Third down again.
3rd and 6 now. Clark and Bailey. Julius Bailey is now back. And he gets the catch. And they call that first down as he leans forward. Handoff this time to Julius. He gains 1 yard. It's 2nd and goal from the 9. Yeah, that's definitely in the Alexander Godcock tradition.
And this is the 9th play of the current drive.
The Central Michigan audibles out of the eye into the 5 wide. Throws it up over the middle, and Brad Edwards gets the swat.
Fortunate to still have a shot at points.
Wasn't one of the prettiest passes I've ever seen. He's got to be relieved it wasn't picked.
Play of the drive.
Quarterback scrambles out, and Christian Smith gets back to the line of scrimmage before he's tackled around the ankles. It's 4th and goal now from the 8. And they send out the field goal unit. A great stop there in the red zone by the Orange.
It's 4th down. They'll line up for the field goal, and this is nothing more than a chance.
And it's up and through. It's a 5-point game now.
Field goal here. That defense is feeling pretty good about themselves right now. It could have just as easily been a touchdown.
Central Michigan is lining up to kick this one off. He really got a hold of that kick.
And the Orange let it go. They're going to take the 25-yard line and start at 3:29 in the 3rd.
looking to do the same thing again.
And Tarkenton goes outside, but it's deflected as the defender closes. It's now 2nd and 10.
From their own 25-yard line, it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10, 5 wide receivers. Tarkenton scrambles out. He's looking for space. He finds it. He gets a defender to overcommit, and he gets an extra 8 yards out of it before going out of bounds and avoiding a hit entirely. Impressive run there on the scramble from Tarkenton. Moves the ball to the 43. It's a shotgun split. Biner keeps it. He gets 13 yards as he goes up the middle into space. On the 44 of the Chippewas now. Another handoff to Biner. This time he gains 5 on 1st down, makes it 2nd and 5. Shotgun spread. Tarkenton keeps it. He's got space when he switches back to the left side. He gets 6 yards and a 1st down. By only a couple of inches, really. But that's 1st and 10 on the 34 now with 2 minutes remaining in the 3rd.
From the 34-yard line, 1st down.
1st and 10 now. Another handoff to Biner. He breaks a linebacking tackle. He gets 5 yards when the defensive lineman peels off and brings him down from behind.
Second and 5 coming up here. Ball on the 29-yard line.
5 wide receivers on 2nd and 5. Tarkenton goes to Biner on the drag. He gets 9 after he's pushed over, really, more so than tackled. First and 10 now from the 20. Syracuse is ahead by 5, and they've just reached the Central Michigan red zone. Astute viewers will notice a number of big teams going down this week in the other games. Handoff to Biner. Another 5 yards.
Solid 5-yard pickup there on the halfback option.
2nd and 5 now from the 15. And it looks like that's going to be the final play of the third quarter as we move in to the end game. Biner with a great run, great blocking, and then he just breaks tackles all the way through. He gets 15 yards. And the and the touchdown and the first down, but that's a little less relevant at that point. And a run on first down gets 4 yards for the Chippewas as they skip the huddle. And Jerry Gray gets his hands on the deflection. It's going to be 3rd and 6 now. And the scramble, and he gets tackled for a loss of 1 when he tries to sit the fence there at the line of scrimmage. And it's 4th and 7 now from their own 28. They're down by 8. No, sorry. Down by 12. And it looks like Central Michigan's going to attempt the 4th down on 4th and 7.
So they're going to go for it here. They come out of an empty
5 wide receivers. And Brian Jordan with the deflection, and that's a turnover on downs deep inside territory. Hand off to Biner. Runs right up the middle for 7. 2nd and 3 now, just outside the red zone. Second and 3 now from the 21. Hand off to Biner. He follows his blockers. He gets 1 yard as the defense fills the gaps. It's 3rd and 2 from the 20. Biner with great downfield blocking runs right through 20 yards and a touch.
And he adds the extra point. So with just over 6 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, our score, Syracuse 42.
It is now 42 to 23. But it is still a 3-score game. They just have to be bigger scores. As Syracuse is ahead by 19 points.
Hey, Brack, remember the last time this offense came out of the field? Once they went for it on 4th down? Sometimes it drives me crazy.
Christian Smith throws it into the dirt.
Guys out here go for it all the time on 4th down. Here's a message. If it's longer than 4th and 5, just consider a field goal or a punt.
Second down and 10 to go. Ball on their own 25.
Quarterback's out, scrambling, and throws it out of bounds.
Gets rid of it. The defense got some pressure and forced a bad pass.
I think they've been a little bit more aggressive here with their pass rush. And that time
It's 3rd and 10 now. And the quarterback gets hit, and that's a 0-yard gain. It's going to be 4th down once again. Mm-hmm.
Syracuse does. All right, Brad, give me a punt return. We'll reward you, man. That's your punt return.
Luke awaits the snap.
And they put the punt up, and it goes to about the 26-yard line.
So we're just about ready to return to action. Tackled after a decent pickup. That was a good play by the halfback. Picked up about 5 yards on the option.
Oh, it's you. Okay, never mind. That's less important. And a 5-yard run makes it 2nd and 5. Just under 5 minutes here in the 4th.
From their own 32-yard line. 2nd down.
From the left hash. On their own 32. It's a handoff to Biner. Biner has great run blocking. Biner gets 7 and a first.
Central Michigan will take their 2nd time out of the half. First and 10. Ball on the 39.
First and 10 now. Another handoff to Biner. Another great run block. The secondary is chasing him past the 30, and they take him. That's a touchdown-saving tackle as Biner gets a 34-yard run. To the 27-yard line.
So we've got a first down after a great running play.
Tarkenton keeps it this time, and 3-yard loss on the option makes it 2nd and 13. Biner gets 3 as he manages to recover from a offensive lineman being thrown into his knees. It's now going to be 3rd and 10. Tarkenton keeps it and gets 3. Sneaks in the QB blast there on 3rd and long. But that's not enough to get first down on 3rd and 9. So it looks like we're going to see a field goal here.
Call on the field goal unit here for this long field goal attempt. Just over 2 minutes in the game. It's up, looks long enough, and he just drilled it from long range.
And the field goal is good. We have 1:52 remaining in the game. Just under 2 minutes, Central Michigan with 1 timeout on their own 25-yard line. They are down 45-23. That if my math is correct, and it almost never is, that's 22-point deficit. So that is 3 scores, but 2 of them need 2-point conversion. Sorry, 1 of them needs a 2-point conversion. Fades back, and Jordan with the pick. Jordan's second pick of the game.
First and 10, ball on the 40.
And Biner dives for the first down.
Nice job by the quarterback to pitch the ball, and it got him a first down.
First and 10 now from
First down, 10 yards to go.
the 24, waning seconds as Newhouse is in. He gets 3 yards.
2-yard gain on the quarterback sneak.
Great play by the senior linebacker to step up and trap.
Central Michigan calls their final timeout. .116 remains in the game. Ooh, Penn State lost.
It's second down, 7 to go. Ball on the 22.
Hand off to Biner, right up the middle. And another first down after a 9-yard gain by Biner.
They looked like they'd never defended the option before. The tailback had a ton of running room there.
From the 13-yard line. First down. They're crowding the line.
And Newhouse gets 2 yards.
He gets the snap, plows ahead, and picks up 3.
That makes it 2nd and 8.
Certainly not trying to score.
They're crowding that line of scrimmage.
Fair enough compromise.
And that's it, folks. The game ends 45-23, Syracuse. Michigan, Central Michigan, I should say. Game in the first half. The second half adjustments, the halftime adjustments by the Syracuse offense really just phenomenal, in as much as Central Michigan completed 1 pass in the second half. I'm really quite certain on my math on that, because I believe he was 20 for 24 at halftime. 1 out of 10 in the second half. It's either that or 2 out of 11, 3 out of 11. It's an incredible defensive performance in the second half by Syracuse. A game first half by the Chippewas, and even still the offense, you know, running the ball and a good defense by Central Michigan in the second half, it was the fact that the Syracuse defense turned around. They kept getting deflections. They got another pick. And Syracuse had great, consistent field position. And Tarkington with a 300 final rating. 13 out of 15, 287 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 86%, a 22-yard average, a long of 73. His long before the half was 69. And he has a 300 rating. My friends, this is Ted Williams finishing the regular season with batting 400. It hasn't been done since 1947. Biner with a great game. 18 attempts for 197, a 9.5-yard average. Tarkington, 6 for 19. Newhouse, a few knees at the end of the game, and another 140. Biner, by far, player of the game, number 2 to Tarkington. They're getting game balls. Defensively, Jordan with 2 picks and 4 deflections. A phenomenal game by the senior strong safety, backed up by London Fletcher. 7 deflections in the game, an impressive defensive stand by the Syracuse Orange. Thank you for joining us as this game ends 23-45. Syracuse beats Central Michigan. We'll take a quick look at what we're looking at later this week. Hopefully, we don't have as many scheduling difficulties as we had this week due to technical issues at Microsoft that really annoyed the shit out of us in our attempt to get these games in on Friday. But we're looking forward to Week 5. And the games in Week 5 are going to be as follows. Did you freeze up? No, you didn't. Okay, good. Nope, and I've got the email, so I know it's safe. All right, a quick look at our upcoming schedule for Week 5. Navy. Yeah, Central Michigan will go on and play App State and you can find that on twitch.tv/BlitzedKrieg. That's twitch.tv/BlitzedKrieg, or the new home for all League 1 games on Twitch, twitch.tv/League1 College Football. That's 1 with the number. You can see that right on the top of the screen on our brand new swanky art. All right, Navy is going to be at Temple. 2-0 versus 1-1, and Syracuse is going to be at Miami, who is 1-2. 2 bad defeats for Miami and 1 pretty decent win this week. So that's what you're looking at next week. 2 CPU games, so that you can strongly expect us to be playing on Friday night of this upcoming week. Thank you for joining us for this special Sunday night presentation of League 1 college football. We look forward to seeing you next week. Enjoy the week. Kick its ass.